Oh man, I really hope I like this amp. Let's get started. Well, hey guys, thanks for joining me for today's video. And today I'm going to be demoing the Soldano Astro. It's a 20 watt amplifier. Now I'm sure you've already heard all the specs on the amp, but I'll just go over them really quickly for you. So basically you have a clean channel and then you have two other channels that have I guess low to mid to high gain on them. You have three different modes. You have blue, purple, and red modes for different gain stages. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. You also have the cabinet IR loader in it, so you can run it just direct out. You can load in your own IRs, and it comes with a bunch of IRs as well, and it's MIDI programmable. So on paper, so far, this thing sounds amazing. It sounds like an amp that I would request. This is kind of what I was hoping Soldano would have done with the SLO. I think that would have been a great thing to like keep the voicing and all that, but give it some more stuff. Give it some IR outs. Give it two high gain channels so you can dial those in the way you want. One for a really nasty rhythm channel if you want, one for a high gain lead channel, and then you got a separate clean channel. But I get why they did it that way. They wanted to stick with the classic design and do a reissue. So I'm glad that they're doing this, because this is the type of amp, again, on paper that works best for me. I have different options. I have a direct out. I have MIDI switching. It even comes with software. You can hook it up to your computer and dial in stuff. You have an independent clean channel. You have two pretty much the same high gain channels that you can dial in any way you want as far as the gain stages are concerned. It's a shared EQ, but you can dial in two high gain channels, one for crunch rhythm, one for lead. I just think it's really cool. Just a very well designed amplifier on paper. So now let's hear how it sounds. So I'll be running it through my Mesa cab with the Vintage 30s and the Royer 121 and SM57 mics, so that you get the full spectrum of sound. And we are going to start out with the clean channel with the effects off. Just hear what it sounds like, and then we'll dress it up afterwards. I'm going to use the coil tap, the single coil type, pickup here. So let's see what it sounds like, and we'll dial it in, of course. Very nice sounding clean channel. Lots of potential there. So let's dial it in. You have the tone knob, which gives you different tonal options for the clean channel, and obviously, you have a bright switch here. So we'll mess around with that as well. So and the rest of the tone stack. Let's see what we got. Now I really like this because you can dial in the clean channel independently and leave the tone stack alone, so that you can have whatever you want for the two high gain channels. I think that's really cool, because honestly I don't think I need to do much more with this, but I will, just to show you what it can do, and then we'll dress it up with some effects. That did not take long at all. That sounds freaking perfect. Sounds like a really good clean channel. I'm pleasantly surprised. So let's turn on the Julia and the flashback and see what we have. Very, very nice clean channel. I like it. I like it a lot. Very cool. I really do like this. So far I'm very impressed with this amplifier. And so here are the settings. So let's see if these settings on here work with the other two channels. You know, and what's cool though is even without me turning these knobs, I got a really good sound out of this channel just by using the tone knob and the different. Oh, I didn't mess around with the bright switch. Let me do that real quick. Let me turn the effects back off and let's mess with the bright switch real quick. Very cool. So you have some subtle changes that you can make with the bright switch as well. Very, very nice. So let's go ahead and switch over to channel 2. And I think it'll be in blue mode. Hopefully. If it's not, I'll start out in blue mode. And the overdrive pedal is off. Yeah, there's no overdrives on right now for all you overdrive Karens. I will be dialing this in without the pedal at first. And then my goal is to basically just go through the 3 different modes on channel 2, okay, just to show you what they do without the pedal. And then my goal is going to be just make this thing sound as nasty as I can. And most likely I'll be engaging a boost to do that. And then I'll dial in channel 2 for, or channel 3 for a really good lead channel. So my goal for channel 2 is a high gain, nasty freaking rhythm channel. So let's see what we have. Actually, with the gain at 3 o'clock on this channel, it's actually a pretty cool crunch channel. So I'm going to break one of my rules here. I'm going to engage a boost right now for this setting and just see what we can get out of it at, you know, with the, what is this on the blue? And by the way, the light, don't pay attention to the light, pay attention to the reflections. For some reason, my camera's not picking up the actual light. But yeah, it's on blue right now, so like I said, pay attention to the reflections of the light and you'll see what mode I'm in. Dude, that's a really nice classic rock crunch channel, especially when you boost it. It tightens up and gets really, responsive. That's the word I'm looking for. So let's dial in the tone stack just a little bit and see if we can beef this up a little bit. And here's the depth switch here, so let's go through those settings. Seriously, I am really liking this crunch channel. It is really, really good when you boost it. And the depth all the way over to the right is the fullest, so I like that too. Let's go ahead and turn the gain up a little bit more now that we have the boost engaged. When I had it turned up all the way without the boost, it got a little bit muddy. So let's turn it up with the boost on and see if that helps to clean it up a little bit. Not bad. Just enough gain. Just enough, you know. So now let's turn the boost off, and I'll play a couple riffs on this channel, or this mode, or whatever you want to call it. I'll put it back to 3 o'clock, and I'll switch to the purple mode and see what that sounds like in comparison. Yep, that's a really good channel as well. Let's go ahead and boost that and see what that's like. There's a little more gain. Maybe, I don't know, maybe another gain stage that's in there. Maybe 2, I don't know. It's definitely a bump in gain. So let's see what it sounds like when I boost it with the, let's go with the precision drive. This amp's really thick. So I think like a pedal like the Oddbox or the Oddfellow Caveman might be a little much for this. I'm thinking something a little more on the sculpting side, like the precision drive would be more fitting. So let's go ahead and try that. Nice thick top end. Let's dial this in a little bit more. Very nice. I like this. It's really thick. It's got a really nice just overall tone on it. So let's turn the pedal back off, and let's see how this compares to the red mode. Definitely more gain, more saturation, and it thickens up even a little bit more. And that's probably because of the saturation. But now we're in this mode. Let's go ahead and get the nastiest sounding channel that we can get for a really good rhythm tone. And I'm going after like metal stuff here, not classic rock. I'm going after what I do, which are metal tones. So let's see how nasty we can get this. I'm going to start with the boost off, just to show you how the boost interacts with the amp, but I'll be turning on the precision drive in a second here. Well, I think I've achieved a really good tone. Here are the settings. It's in the red mode, and I got the gain at like 1 o'clock. And, you know, presence here, treble there. I have the depth all the way over to the right. I like a big fat sound, but it doesn't sound goopy or loose. It sounds tight still. Yeah, I think it sounds really good. This is a great rhythm tone, and I'd be proud of this. I mean, this sounds really good. I mean, for a 20-watt amp, I think it sounds really thick. It's got a lot of balls. And the one thing I'm grateful for is they didn't put EL84s in this thing. They got the 6V6s in it, and they sound great. So that's definitely a bonus. I mean, it really sounds beefy and thick. There's a lot of really good mids in this amplifier as well. As you can see, like you can cut them a little bit, and it still has a lot of great mids in it. So yeah, it's a really good sounding amp. The feel is great as well, and it's just tight enough on its own so that it retains this thickness, but it's not goopy, you know, like dual Rex are. I mean, it does have a really nice sound and feel by itself without the overdrive, but because I am who I am, you know, and I play the kind of music that I play, I usually boost amps. It's just the way it is, but I showed you what it sounds like both ways, so be nice in the comments section. So let's switch over to channel 3 now, and we already went through all the modes. They're the same on all the channels, so let's just go straight to the red mode and dial in an awesome lead channel. And I'm going to keep the boost on because I'm doing leads, and we've already heard all 3 modes in the other channel without the boost anyways. Wow, even with the gain at 3 o'clock, well, it's almost at 3 o'clock, it's still got that really nice chunk to it. Man, dude, this amp is really impressing the shit out of me right now. So let's dial in a great lead tone. The thing is, too, I don't really need to change anything here. I was worried about the shared EQ being a problem, but I'm not worried about that. I think the voicing of this amp is so good that you can actually get away with the shared EQ with no issues. Yeah, I turned the knobs just to double check, but I always ended up back to where I was on the other channel anyway. So yeah, these voiced very well. This is what I've been talking about for years on the channel, is like, why can't somebody make an amplifier like this that has a good dedicated clean channel that's glorious, just like this one does, and then 2 high gain channels that we can dial in any way we want, one for rhythm, one for lead, and no one's making decisions for us. Like, well, here's what we think your crunch channel is, and here's what we think your lead channel is. Like, no, let me make those decisions. Give me 2 channels that are high gain, that I can dial in any way I want and sculpt them any way I want for my taste, my needs, and my style of music and my style of playing. And with the 3 different gain modes in each one of these channels and having them voiced pretty much the same, I think they nailed it. I really do. This is the stuff I'm talking about right here. I'm pretty excited about this amp because it really is doing the thing that I like amps to do. And I just love the way it's designed and the feature set and everything. I'm not going to get into all of the IRs and all that stuff. You guys have already heard that on other channels, you know, other YouTube channels, and I really don't have time to get into that. I'm kind of in a hurry here, but let's just play some leads on this and just see how awesome they sound and hear how shitty of a player I am at the same time. Wow, man, I'm really digging this amp. The thickness in the single notes, you know, I mean, that little, that just sounded insane. Just super thick and chunky and aggressive. Yeah, this amp definitely has the goods. I'm very pleased with it. Let's do a quick mix with it. I'll just do one of my simpler mixes because, again, I'm kind of in a hurry trying to get this done. And I will be shooting this out with some other amplifiers in my next video. And I want to see how it stacks up against some of my favorites. But so far, I'm very pleased with everything that I'm hearing and feeling and experiencing with this amplifier. I love the feature set. It's amazing. Shut up. Just start playing. Okay, so let me find something here, and I'll play a little ditty for you. Hang on a second. Well, you can tell I haven't played that song in a while. I had the timing off on the end. Oh well, the main thing is you got to hear it in a mix, and man, I'm telling you, this amp sounds really good. I'm very pleased with everything that I'm hearing. It's got a bit of that classic sound, but it can sound pretty modern as well. It's got the best of both worlds kind of thing going on with it. The thick, chunky top end that it has is really nice. Sounds good with and without a boost. I'm sure people will prefer it either way, depending on their, their taste and their style. But yeah, very good. Again, this, in my opinion, is how to design an amplifier. It's got some modern stuff in it with the IRs, and it also has 3 channels that are amazing. You have one great clean channel that sounds freaking awesome, and I really love how they put the tone knob here. So you can, you know what, let me turn off this freaking cab thingy here. There we go. You have the tone knob here, so you can dial in the clean channel without even touching the tone stack here, and leave the tone stack stuff for the high gain stuff. Or, you can still, dial in stuff here, but it's almost unnecessary on this amplifier. But even still, what I've found is the way they designed the tone stack on this, you can dial in the clean channel to sound amazing, and that same tone stack will work for your high gain stuff too. So that's actually pretty cool. So you have 2 ways of dialing it in, but again, you have an amazing clean channel. You have voicing switches, you have depth switches, you have different gain settings in the 2 high gain channels. I keep calling them high gain channels, but they could be low gain, mid gain, or high gain, depending on what you want. And I like the fact that the 2, high gain channels are pretty much the same thing. So you can get an awesome rhythm channel and an awesome lead channel, and they don't sound so far apart from each other. This is the kind of flexibility that I look for in an amplifier. It fits my style of playing, and I'm sure it fits a lot of your guys' style of playing as well. Because if you want less gain, well, either turn the gain down or use a different, color, or different galaxy, or whatever you want to call it, and get that gain setting that you want. But you can always have a really nice high gain lead channel no matter what. So yeah, very freaking cool. So I'll just go ahead and say this right now. If I had a choice between this and this SLO, I would take this. I really would. This is more my speed. Because on the SLO, the first channel on it just didn't work for me. To me, it was just kind of like, I wouldn't use that, But on this amp, all 3 channels work for me perfectly. I love all 3 channels on this amplifier. So if you like what you heard in this episode, you like this amplifier and you want to get one for yourself, I mean, there's an affiliate link to Motor City Guitar. They ship anywhere in the country, anywhere in the US. So if you want to get one, use my affiliate link. It helps me out a little bit, and you can get an awesome piece of gear for yourself. I know a lot of people that follow my channel are, have been reaching out to me for a while now and saying, hey, when are you going to demo that? We want to get your thoughts on it. Well, here are my thoughts. It's amazing, and it's definitely worth getting. And compared to a lot of amplifiers out there with the same features, it's pretty affordable, especially these days with everything costing so much. I mean, this is a really good amplifier, and I highly recommend it. I really do. And again, I want to thank Motor City Guitar, my favorite gear store, for allowing me to take this home so that I can demo it for you guys. And I think that's another reason why you should give them the business if you're going to get one of these, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do these demos for you guys. So please support that store and give them your business if you want to get one of these. I would really appreciate that very much, and I know they would too. Well, make sure you keep an eye on my channel, because I will be comparing this amplifier with some other amps on my shelves very soon, just to see how it stacks up against them. I'm pretty sure this amp is going to put up a really good fight, because it is a really good amplifier. Well, to all my Patreon supporters and subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified every time I either go live or come out with another episode. And if you want to support my channel, there's links below to my website to get some awesome presets and profiles for Kemper, Tonex, and Quad Cortex. And there's a Patreon link too if you want to support me on Patreon. Well, I got a lot of great stuff coming up for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.